I think this should be streaming. I never know how to check though. Um, but oh yeah, I could look it up. Um, oh okay, that's how I check, I guess. All right, so looks good. Um, so this is the my sports betting research stream for November 19th, 2023. I'm gonna review the games we bet on yesterday. And then pick some games for today. Today's Sunday, so I'll be looking mostly at NFL, Sunday in November. Yesterday was Saturday, and I only looked at college football, so let's review these real quick. Miami over Louisville was a loss. I was looking at that game, didn't make it as a pick. Oh, right. Everything in bright green here is a something that I said to make as a pick something that I made as a pick. And the ones over here are also in green are the ones that I picked. The bright green here means that it was a one on the for my final risk assessment, and then the darker green means that it was a two. Um, so Uh, yeah, so let's just start with the top, Miami over Louisville. I ended up deciding not to go with this because I thought it was too risky, and indeed it was too risky. Miami made it a close game, but Louisville pulled out, and we would have lost that bet. This bet was Oklahoma over BYU. It just seemed like a sure thing, but the odds were minus 1900. Those odds are so bad that it didn't make the risk worth it, and then Oklahoma only ended up winning by a touchdown. Oh, also real quick, over here I did net return on $5, just to see, if you took each bet, and bet $5 on it, what would your return be? So that one's zero because I didn't pick it. This one's also zero because I didn't pick it. This one, Tulane over FAU, seemed like a lock because Tulane looked pretty good. FAU looked bad. There wasn't much to it. Ranked it at two for the risk assessment, and that was a win. So that was the first one I picked of the day. If you bet $5, you would have gotten back about $1.33, along with your initial five. No, this one I didn't pick FAU plus nine. My reasoning was argument for it is at Tulane. Oh yeah, right. So kind of what broke that for me. Started out as a two for the risk, but then it went up to four because FAU is 0 and 4 and 1 against the spread and last five at home. Um, and they get blown out. That game ended up being more of a blowout, so um, it was good to stay off of that one. Um, all right. Just real quick, I wanted to look at that game. Full scoreboard. Oh yeah, 24 to 8. So, I mean, FAU couldn't get anything going on offense. So, um, oh right, I forgot I wrote these assessments yesterday. Um, this looked good at first, blah blah blah. Yep. FAU Tulane under 46 and a half. Another pick I made. The under hit, it wasn't close. It was basically if Tulane gets up late, they coast in the game. They don't really try to run up the score at all. FAU's offense was bad. Even if it was a close game, I didn't see the score getting run up very high. Um, and if you just look at what these two teams are scoring in their last games, um, Tulane, 20s every game. 24, 24, 13, 30. So that's their last four. And then you look at FAU, and they've lost three in a row. They scored 8, 7, and then 42. So just a sec. I have to take a call. Wonder how. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that. No one's watching anyway. Sorry to the no people that are watching. Um, all right. So back to the betting. Where were we? So FAU Tulane won. Back to this Arizona Utah under 46 and a half. Both teams had pretty good defenses. Their offenses looked good at times, but that was kind of deceptive because their offenses looked really good against not so great defenses. Um, right. So yeah, here I thought it was defensive battle where neither team will get offense going. And that was kind of wrong. Arizona I thought was clearly the better team. And that proved out to be the case. They jumped out to an early lead. It was like 28-0 in the second quarter. I think they scored 21 unanswered in the first. So with that, and then it looked like the game was going to stay under 46 and a half, and then Utah, like I said here, Utah spoiled it with under a minute left, and then Arizona scored another touchdown. So it ended up going way over. I think the total was like 60 or something. So that was a loss. That was the first loss of the picks that I made yesterday. Then Arizona over Utah was a win. That was basically I was just convinced Arizona's a much better team than Utah, and that turned out to be the case. Um, Iowa over Illinois, same thing again. It just looked like Iowa was way better. Illinois wasn't winning much. When Let me look. I don't even really remember. I think it was like Illinois wasn't winning a lot of games, and Illinois would score, but only when they played a bad defense, and they couldn't really score against good defenses. Yeah. Um, and then Iowa was having low scoring games, and their offense was kind of dominating. So uh, I chose to ride with Iowa. I thought that Iowa looked on paper like the way better team, and then Iowa being minus 150 just seemed like a steal. Um, Basically, the takeaway here is Iowa offense is no good. Their defense is great. Um, okay, Iowa, Illinois under 32 and a half. I wanted to go with that. I was feeling like it was risky, and it ended up hitting. Really just I can't stomach under 32 and a half. It's like, if the game's tied at 14 after the first quarter, it's already over. Um, so I chose not to go with it. I probably wouldn't go with it again. But that one. Then the next pick I made, Clemson UNC over 59 and a half. Um, Really, I just thought that this was going to be an offensive battle. UNC's offense was crazy. Clemson scores like 20 to 30 a game. And so I thought between those two, and especially with the fact that Clemson was favored to win, and it looked like Clemson was going to win the game, it looked like a trap for UNC. Um, um, that made it look like it was going to be a close scoring game, and then with the two high powered offenses, I figured it would just run and it would go well above 59 and a half. It turns out Clemson's offense got going well, but then North Carolina's offense couldn't get anything going the first half. Um, and then, second half they came. I think the game was actually close to going over. It would have gone over if they hit the field goal at the end, and then Clemson missed that field goal. Um, I think that was the case. I mean, that's the thing with these over-unders is it often comes down to something like that. Um, 31-20. Oh no, we needed 59 and a half. Yeah, so never mind. They missed the field goal late, but I guess the field goal would have just made it within a touchdown um, of hitting the over. So that was a loss. Um, was it a bad bet? I don't think so, but um, I didn't account for the fact that it was in Death Valley, and that might stifle UNC's offense, and therefore might stifle the score running up. Uh, Kansas plus 10 against K-State. Um, I mean, it looked good to start because Uh, Basically, I just stayed away from this one because K-State looked too good. Yep. And then Missouri over Florida. That was close, and Florida almost upset Missouri, but then Missouri got a field goal with. I think Florida scored a go-ahead field goal with like a minute and a half left, and then Missouri pulled it out. Um, Game was too close for comfort. And finally, Iowa State versus Texas over 45 and a half. That was way more low scoring than I thought it was going to be. 26 to 16. Yeah, so Iowa State, what were they scoring? I mean, they surprised everyone. They scored 45, 21, 30, 30, 27, 20, 27, or sorry, 34. Yeah, so when they they hadn't scored that low since week 3, so I just thought I figured they were good for 20, and I figured Texas was good for 30. Um, Still looks like a lock on paper. Why did this end up being low scoring? Yeah, so that's the end result. Now, here I put if you had made each of these picks in green over here, if you had bet $5 on it, what your net return would be, and the total result is minus 35 cents. So, um, hopefully you didn't make any of these. But I'm hoping to turn that around today um, with some NFL. So 2023 1119. This is all college football. All right. Today I think I'm just gonna focus on the NFL. We'll start with the morning games. Oops. Oh, have to do save as 2023 1118 CFB. Man, I keep forgetting where I put this. Desktop, personal stuff, projects, betting research. Cool. Okay, so that's yesterday's spreadsheet saved in there. And let's start a new spreadsheet. So this is NFL. How did we structure this spreadsheet? I think it was bet, odds, risk, comments, bet, odds, risk, comments, risk to, yeah, odds, risk, argument for, argument against. So here's why you want to pick it. Here's why you don't want to pick it. Um, and finally, okay, given that, let's do a final, let's get the final risk. Um, and let's get the results. Put this over here. All right, I guess I'll start by looking at Seahawks Rams. ESPN gives me that first because it's my team. ESPN likes the Rams. Seahawks probably look like they're struggling on paper. Yeah, they don't look like world beaters like they did earlier this season. Rams, though, are really struggling. I wonder why the Rams are favored. Maybe because they're at home. They lost at home to Pittsburgh. Good defense, bad offense. Seattle's a little bit the opposite. Lost at home to Philly, lost at home to San Francisco. So they've lost at home, but it's only to good teams. Yeah, Rams beat us week 1, but the Seahawks stopped doing anything on um in the second half. Seahawks didn't do anything in the second half. Um well, okay, then uh straight off the bat, I like Seahawks over Rams. Plus 108. So that's basically straight up. All right, then over under 41 and a half. What is Seahawks scoring? Let's go to Odd Shark. All right, so NFL team reports. Okay, let's go to the Seahawks reports. Trends. 1 and 3 and 1 against the spread in the last 5, 6 and 2 straight up. Okay, let's look at the Rams games. Total has gone under in 4 of the Rams' last 5. Total has gone under in 4 of the Seattle's last 6. Seahawks versus Rams. Under 46 and a 0.5. All right. And that's minus 116. Oh, that's for the over. Under is minus 105. Um, all right, comments. Why are Rams favored? Is it because they won week 1? Uh, people think Rams are better. Um, and if it's because the Rams won week 1, I don't think that's a good enough reason because Seahawks, um, I mean, they just didn't do anything in the second half. Um, people think Rams are better. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It just seems like the Seahawks are clearly better. And then as slight dogs, why would you not bet on that? Seahawks versus Rams under 46 and a half. Seattle is uh, total gone under in 5 of Seattle's last 6 and 4 of Rams last 5. Um, yeah, basically total's just trending under. Um, all right. Uh, that's all we got for that game. I like the Seahawks, so I like to bet on them. Okay, Bears Lions. Whoa, what just happened? Oh. All right, Steelers Browns, obviously a big rivalry game. These teams always play each other tight. Browns favored by 2. Both teams have the same record. Have they played yet this season? Steelers beat the Browns first game 26 to 2. All right, because TJ Watt, they had that OP defense. Hmm. Steelers look really good this year. Now, Cleveland, what are you doing? What have you done for me lately, Cleveland? Lost to the Seahawks by 4, dominated the Cardinals, doesn't mean much. Edged out the Ravens, that was a big win. Ravens were up big, they had a big comeback. Browns are going to be feeling hot. Um, feeling hot, close game, battle. Forgot to open a Word doc. All right. Researching NFL bets on 11/19/2023. All right. So, Seahawks versus Rams. Uh, Rams favored. I don't know why. Um, the better team. Rams 1-4 ATS in last 5 and Seahawks. Not Rams went under in 4 of last 5. Seahawks went under in 4 of last 6. All right, now biggest argument against the under is that the game will be a shootout, which with Geno Smith shootout, I don't know. Um, okay, now we have Steelers. Sorry, Browns are at home. Browns v Steelers. Uh, close game earlier this season. decided by defensive score on fumble recovery. TJ Watt play. Um, Browns had a big comeback last week versus Ravens. Browns had a big comeback. They're feeling hot. The Steelers coming off a couple of home wins. Got to go back on the road now. Been at home for 3 weeks. Browns were just on the road. Now come back home. Slight edge to the Browns. Not. Oh yeah. Also, Deshaun played much better last week. All right. So Browns versus Steelers. All right. That's all we got for that one. Next game. Full scoreboard. All right. Got Browns Steelers. Let's look at Bears Lions. I mean, Lions are good. Bears suck. Obviously, Lions should be heavily favored. 7.5 points, minus 382. What? Oh, that's Thursday night. Lions minus 400 over Chicago. I'll be right back. All right. Um, so where are we? We're looking at Bears Lions. Looks like a lock for the Lions. Looks like a lock for the Lions is minus 400. Too high. Uh, I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. We can maybe bet the over under on that. See, what do the Bears do? Total's gone over 14 of the last 21. Total under in 4 of the last 5. That's what I cared about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and what's the total at? 48, over under 48. And what do the Lions do? Are they a scoring machine? I think they are. Um, yeah, they are 41, 26, 6. Did Baltimore just beat us and the Lions back to back like that? Oh my God. Yeah, the Ravens are legit. Um, all right, back to Lions versus Bears. Lions are high scoring. They're good for 20 to 30. They'll for sure get that. Now the total's at 48. I I mean, it seems like the Bears will get demoralized. I mean, it looks like the Lions are going to go blow them out, and then Bears will get demoralized, not score a lot. Um, Bears offense, how are you doing? 16 points, 17 points, 13 points. Ooh, so 3 brutal games for the Bears offense. Um, Now let's look at uh, NFL defensive rankings, and let's see how the Lions defense stacks up to those other defenses that they were struggling with. Um, all right, so gonna make this a little smaller. All right, so Lions number 9 defense. Now, who are the Bears struggling with? Carolina, Panthers have the number 7 defense. Saints have the number 10 defense. Chargers have one of the worst defenses. Chargers have the worst passing defense. Decent rushing defense though. Um, Bears one of the worst middling defense, terrible pass defense, good rushing defense. Now the Lions, I think, are a big passing team. Uh, NFL league. Oh, so this is just defense. So let's look at the offensive rankings. Passing yards. Yep, Lions are near the top. Rushing yards. Oh, Lions also near the top, so just a very balanced offense. Wow. Now, who have the Lions struggled with this year? Struggled with Baltimore. Ravens have the second best total defense, fourth best passing defense, 12th best running defense. So that makes it look like if they can't get the pass going, they can't get much going. Now they only Tampa Bay, Carolina, Green Bay, Atlanta. I mean, they score 20 points a game except for Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Their offense looks OP. Huh. Do they have any injuries? Any injuries going on? Damn, what are they missing all their linebackers? Man, Lions are missing a lot of people too. Damn, two guards injured. Which means that the Lions won't be able to get anything going. Where's the Bears defense? Oh, right in the middle. Terrible pass defense. Good rush defense. Damn. Bears have terrible pass defense and a good rush defense. Which means Lions are going to have to rely on the pass. Which to me means it's going to be high scoring. Um, Now that would make us want to go with the over. I mean, either go with the over, or if the Lions are going to beat the crap out of the Bears, go with the spread on the Lions. Minus 7.5. That looks good. Let's just look one more time. Yeah. Lions minus 7.5 against the Bears. Minus 108. Um, uh, Lions have a high. Let's make sure. What is their pass offense ranked? Oh yeah, so they have Bears have terrible pass defense and a good rush defense. Lions are balanced with good offense for both rushing and passing. Um, So the Lions will have to rely on the pass to move the ball. This means either a high scoring shootout where the over or a blowout by the Lions. All right. So that means we could bet on the Bears to win straight up, and then bet the under, and then bet the Lions spread. Or we could bet the Bears spread, bet the over, which is kind of betting the same thing, and then cover by betting the Lions. No, bet the Lions spread, bet the under, and then cover that by betting on the Bears. I don't know. Um, Lions spread, 97.5, and then bet the under 48. And then if those two lose, cover. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, that could be a good bet because then if the Lions, but then if the Lions win, but by less than this amount, Lions win by 3 and the total goes over. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just grasping at straws here. Let's go back to the games. Oh, uh, scoring. Bears offense. Bears. All right. Um, on the Lions minus 400 against Bears. Odds are minus 400. Um, high scoring Lions have good O and D go up against struggling Bears. And the Lions are at home. Okay. What else do we have today? All right, Lions, Bears, Chargers, Packers. So both teams coming off a loss. If we look at the Packers, they just lost at Pittsburgh. Oh man, man, it's rough for the Packers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have one win in their last 6. The Chargers had 2 nice wins and then lost by a field goal to the Lions. That means that they were 4-4, third in AFC West. They're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. NFL, what are those called? Wild card. Chargers are 4-5. I mean, they're obviously still in it. Let's go look at the Chargers. What's their trend? Total under in 6 of their last 7. All right, and what about the Packers? Trends. Um, uh, Packers Chargers under 44. Uh, Packers under in what was it? 4 of last 5. And Chargers are under in 5 of last 6. Now, it looks like the Chargers should win the game. They're only favored by 3. Oh, but the Packers are at home. Who have the Packers lost to? Oh, okay. Actually, first let's see. Who have the Chargers beat on the road? The Jets. That was a good win. The the Vikings. The Jets and the Vikings are the only teams that the Chargers have beat on the road. The problem is that if the Chargers lose today, it'll seem like they're in free fall. What about the Packers, though? Um, ooh, Chargers have a lot of injuries. Chargers have injuries. They're going on the road where they've struggled. Kind of like the Packers here. Question is +3 or plus 134. Would it be better to get the points or the odds? Probably the points. I like the Packers +3. 3-point dogs. Okay. All right, so for Packers versus Chargers, Packers at home have lost to All right, Packers. Let's see how you've done at home. So they lost to the Vikings 24 to 10. The Lions 34 to 20. So they are losing. Well, yeah, division rivals. Oh, their only home losses are they lost to the Lions, and the Vikes. Both of those were by 14 points, though. Kind of blowouts. Just a sec. Okay, so we were looking at the Packers. Um, and I kind of like the Packers to win at home here. Um, but it's really iffy. I mean, so what the Packers have going for them is they lost uh um okay, they have two losses at home. Both are to division opponents. Both are by two field goals. Also at home, they beat the Rams by 17, edged out the Saints. Oh man. I mean, they beat the Rams who suck and edged out the Saints. Yeah, this is too risky for me. Packers at home have lost to division opponents by two TDs. Uh, so we like the Packers versus the Chargers, but uh, may as well just put it on. Change my mind, then that's okay too. So the Packers +3 versus the Chargers, uh, -114 odds. All right, and what did the Chargers do on the road this year? Lost at the Chiefs, won at the Jets, lost at the Chiefs, won at the Vikings, lost at the Titans. On the other hand, Chargers look like a good road team. Okay, so got that game taken care of. Let's go back to the games. Packers, Chargers, Raiders, Dolphins. Raiders. Raiders are hot, I think. Dolphins, I think, are skidding a little bit. Oh my God, losing at the Bears 30-12. Hmm. So, oh, Raiders are going at the Dolphins. Wonder what the spread is. Oh my God. Yeah, Dolphins are heavy favorites. Now, Jets have a good defense. I took out the defense thing. Jets have a good defense. So putting up 12 against the Jets defense isn't the worst thing. Put up 30 on the Giants' terrible defense. Ooh, they struggle to put up points. The Raiders do. The Dolphins do not struggle to put up points. Mm, let's go to the Raiders. Raiders. All right. What are their trends? Ooh, Raiders are doing good against the spread. Total tends to go under for the Raiders. But one in six against the spread and last 7 on the road. Hmm. Okay. So the Raiders tend to go under. What about the Dolphins? They go over, I bet. Total has gone under in 8 of Miami's last 12 at home. Miami, Miami, Miami. What do you guys do at home? They just lost to the Chiefs. They only put up 14. They beat the Patriots at home, put up 31. Beat the Panthers at home, put up 42. Beat the Giants, put up 31. Now let's look at oh yeah, how's the Chiefs defense? Chiefs has the 4th ranked defense, so against a good defense they struggled. Patriots have a good defense though, they still put up 31. Maybe they don't have a good defense. Maybe that's my bias. I thought they did. No, Patriots have a middling defense. 18 passing, 9 rushing. Okay, now what about the Raiders? 18th overall defense, 8th passing defense, terrible rushing defense. So the Chiefs held them. So Raiders have good pass defense, bad rush defense. The Chiefs have a good overall defense, really good pass defense, middling rush defense. So a good pass defense held the Dolphins in line last week. Patriots couldn't hold them in line. The Eagles held them in line. 14 overall. Ooh, terrible pass defense, but good rush defense. All right, so that means that's not much of a trend. Otherwise, they put up a lot of points. Bills held them to 20. How's the Bills defense? 17 overall, 12 passing, 19 rushing, 5 scoring. Chiefs have the top scoring defense. Huh. Well, so here's the thing. Dolphins, Raiders. Plus 14. So plus 14, Dolphins beat the Patriots by 14, beat the Panthers by 21, beat the Giants by 15, beat the Broncos by 50, beat the Patriots by 7, Chargers by 2. So if you skip the first 2 weeks, every time they win, it's by 14 or more. Their losses come by 28 at the Bills, 14 at the Eagles, and they lost by a touchdown to the Chiefs. Now, how did the Raiders do on the road? They lost at the they lost at the Bills, at the Chargers, at the Bears, and at the Lions. So they tend to lose on the road. Also on the road, they scored 14, 12, 17, 10. Their one road win, they beat the Broncos by 1. So obviously everybody's going with the Dolphins. Minus 900 is just hard to find value there. It's also hard to say that the Dolphins will win by at least 14. There could be interesting play in that over 46 or under, but I'm thinking over because the Dolphins don't want to take the under when you're betting on a Dolphins game. Now the Raiders scored 16, 30. Oh yeah, how's the Dolphins defense? 12th overall, 13th pass defense, 13th rush defense. Now the Raiders, the Raiders down there for passing. What about rushing? All the way down for rushing. So Raiders just don't have a very good offense. So I don't think the Raiders will do much. Do the Dolphins run up the score when they're up? And also Raiders are especially bad on the road. Dolphins versus Raiders. Raiders terrible on the road for only road win came by 1 point over Broncos in week 1. Based off that, they shouldn't do anything on the road. Dolphins looking to bounce back. L2 the Chiefs. And finally, alright, Miami's gone under in 8 of the last 12 at home, whereas the Raiders have hit the under in 7 of the last 8. And finally, Raiders are 1-6 against the spread in last 7 on the road. I think that means the Raiders one road dub. Is that week 1? Yeah. So in their last 7 on the road, the only time they've beat the spread is when they beat the Broncos by 1. Or maybe it's one of these other games. So that looks like we want. Well, it looks like you want Miami on the spread, but then you also don't because it's 14 points. So the only thing that looks good is Dolphins versus Raiders under 46. Poof, but even that doesn't look good with the Dolphins. Let's look one more time. How's the Raiders defense? Middling, good pass defense, terrible rush defense. I mean, that makes it seem like Dolphins minus 14 is a good bet now because it looks like the Dolphins will blow them out. But um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to find value here. Raiders are terrible on the road. I don't see any way the Raiders win this game. Maybe Miami straight up would be a good bet. Miami under in 8 of last 12 at home. Raiders under in 7 of last 8. Um, so last week versus the Chiefs is a whole bunch of nothing. Um, I don't know what the over under was there. Oh, at home. I mean, I can't imagine that was over. Yeah, I don't feel good about that. Chiefs under. Or sorry, Dolphins Raiders under. I don't feel good about. All right, next game. Commanders versus Giants. All right. Commanders heavy favorites. Obviously, the Giants are terrible. Uh, Spread is 9. Over under is 38. Giants don't seem like they're going to do much of anything. Giants. Oh man, last time we played it was 14-7. Holy shit. Lost to the Cowboys, put up 17. Lost to the Raiders, put up 6. Lost to the Jets, put up 10. Beat the Commanders, put up 14. Lost to the Bills, put up 9. Lost to the Dolphins, put up 16. Lost to the Seahawks, put up 3. Lost to the Niners, put up 12. All right, so both these teams are terrible. Now, Commanders, how do you guys score? Lost but scored 26. Won and scored 20. Lost but dropped 31. Lost only scored 7. Won 24-16. Okay. Why couldn't they do anything against the Giants? Do the Giants have a good defense? Nope. A good third down defense. 27th overall defense, 21st passing defense, 24th rushing defense. Commanders 29th overall, 29th passing, 21st rushing. So Commanders score more points. That last time they played is kind of confusing. What happened is what I wonder. They only scored 7 points. Man, these offenses are terrible. They score a little bit into the third, and then nothing happened for the rest of the game. Okay. I mean, that makes the under look good. But then again, we're betting both teams are going to score under 20. It's like hard to find value. Um, Last time they played, Giants won 14-7. Um, oops. All right, last time they played, Giants won 14-7. And the only other thing is both teams have terrible defense, very unpredictable. All right, back to the main screen. Panthers Cowboys. Did not realize the Panthers were only 1-8. All right, Cowboys favored by 10.5, minus 506. Over unders at 42. Cowboys are high scoring. Scored 49, lost but scored 23, 43, 20. So they get 20s or 30s. Panthers. They have a good defense or something. Lots of low scoring games. Panthers have the number 7 defense, number 6 passing defense, number 26 rushing defense. That's interesting. Now, rushing offense. Cowboys aren't that high. In passing offense, Cowboys aren't that high. In points, Cowboys are pretty high. So they have pretty decent offenses, nothing crazy. Pretty good passing offense the Cowboys have. But again, nothing crazy. Let's see what the Cowboys are doing for their trends. 4-2 against the spread, 2-4 in last 6 on the road, 2-4 straight up in last 6 on the road. So Dallas has struggled a little bit on the road. Dallas. Lost at the Eagles, lost at the Niners, lost at the Cardinals. So all of the Cowboys' losses are on the road. Their wins on the road, they beat the Chargers by a field goal. Wow, and beat the crap out of the Giants, but that was week 1. So other than that week 1 route, all they've done on the road is beat the Chargers by a field goal. And that game was tied. It's just hard to see the Panthers doing anything, though. injuries. All right, let's go to the game. See big injuries for the game. Hmm. Okay, well, the Panthers are missing their linebacker, safety, and cornerback. Okay, one solo tackle. So that won't make a big, huge difference. Marquise Haynes Sr., Xavier Woods, 17 tackles. Oh, 17 solo tackles. So, I mean, he had 5 tackles against the Bears. J.C. Horn. So they're struggling a little bit with depth, but nothing crazy. Peyton Hendershot. All right. So no significant injuries. We know that Dallas has had some trouble on the road this season. Um, and then Panthers, Carolina Panthers. Um, let's look at how the Panthers are trending. 2-6-1 against the spread in the last 9. Carolina is 1-8 straight up in the last 9. Total has gone under in 7 of their last 10. So if total has gone under in 7 of the last 10, 7 of Carolina's last 10 games, and then Cowboys, what do they do on the road? They lost to the Eagles, put up 23. What's the over/under at? 42. Lost to the Eagles, put up 23. Beat the Chargers, put up 20. Lost to the Niners, only put up 10. Wow, so the Cowboys don't score much on the road. But, I mean, the Cardinals game could be a fluke. Okay, so what do we know? So for Panthers versus Cowboys, Cowboys struggle on the road. Only 1-3. So in their own, they score 40, 30, 38, 43, and 49. Road scores. And on the road, they've scored. Oops. On the road, they scored 40, 16, 10. Okay. Other road teams, let's see. How are the Eagles' defense? Middling, bad pass, great rush. All right, that's weird. Bad pass, great rush. Now, who else did they lose to? Chargers defense and Niners defense. Niners we know have a good defense. Chargers have a good defense. Yeah. So then that's the other thing is they've struggled on the road, but they play good defenses. Eagles, Chargers, Niners, Cardinals defense is gonna suck. So with the exception of that, it's against good defenses, but the Panthers defense I don't think is very good. Oh, number 7 in total defense, 6 in passing defense, low down in rushing defense. So Dallas struggles scoring on the road. Carolina has 7th ranked defense. Man, this just looks really good. Now, what do they beat teams by? They like to run up the score, those Cowboys. Just a sec. All right, so the Cowboys are low scoring. Oops. Uh, Cowboys don't. Their offense is really high scoring, but it's kind of low scoring on the road. And then the other thing is that they have close games on the road or lose. If you look at their road games, they beat the crap out of the Giants 40-0, but since then lost to the Cardinals who aren't good, lost to the 49ers 42-10, lost or beat the Chargers and lost to the Eagles. And if you look at what they score at home, or on the road, they scored 40. That's kind of the exception. Other than that, on the road, they score 16, 10, 20, and sorry, 16, 10, 7, sorry, 16, 10, 20, and 23. So um, that makes it look like the Cowboys aren't going to score a lot. The Panthers have an offense that is not very good at all, so it doesn't look like they're going to score a lot, but they have a pretty good defense. They their defense they gave up 27 to the Colts at home a couple weeks ago. Who's a better offense, Colts or oh yeah, that's right. Panthers have a bad rushing defense though, and the Colts have a great rushing offense. So if we go to rushing offense, Colts are up there. They haven't had Taylor all season. If we go to passing offense, wait, sorry. What were we even looking at? We're looking at Panthers have 26 rushing defense. So Panthers get torched by a rushing offense. Who have they gotten torched by? Gave up 27 to the Colts, but they have a good rushing offense. They beat the Texans? It's weird. Their one win is against the Texans? I didn't know that. Wow. Um, so then they got shit on by the Dolphins. 42-21. It was on the road, and Dolphins have pretty decent rush defense. Ooh, got destroyed by the Lions too. Lions and Dolphins both put up 42 on them, but those were both on the road. The Vikings they only gave up 21 to the Vikings at home. They gave up 37 at the Seahawks, 24 at the Falcons. So at home they gave up 20, 21, 15, sorry, 20, 21, 13, 27. 20, 21, 13, and 27. So that means just based off that, the Cowboys should get like mid 20. The Panthers, I mean, so kind of the two questions here are the Panthers going to come within 10 and a half? It's a big if. And what about the total? 42. That's a pretty low total. I mean, the total should be right around 42. If we're expecting the Cowboys to get low to mid 20s, if the Cowboys go crazy and get 30, 28 to 14 is a push. Is it going to be higher scoring than 28 to 13? Well, if it's higher scoring than 28 to 13, that means that the Panthers will have given up their most points at home this year. And it means that Dallas would have scored their second most points on the road. And repeat that performance against the Giants that they had that was so good. Giants only wins are the Commanders and the Cardinals. I mean, I like the under here, but the thing is, Cowboys could just blow out the Panthers, but they struggle on the road. Panthers versus Cowboys, under 42. Panthers versus Cowboys under 42 is minus 106. Cowboys most points on the road since week 1 is 23. Panthers offense not very good. Scores. What's the Panthers offense scoring? Panthers, Panthers, Panthers. Panthers offense scores 13, 13, 15, 13, 13, 15, and 23. Yeah, okay. Panthers versus Cowboys under 42. I also like Panthers plus 10 and a half, but that's just risky. Um, we'll just put that on there actually. Panthers plus 10.5 versus Cowboys. Okay. Um, Cowboys struggle on road. Panthers very good pass defense. I mean that's basically what it's based on, yeah. Um, Oh, and do the Panthers get blown out is the question. Yes, they do get blown out. All right. All right, on to the next game. Cowboys. All right, Titans, Jaguars. Why are almost all the games morning games today? 3 afternoon games. Huh. All right. Titans, Jaguars. Jaguars are good this year. Titans obviously have um, the great Derrick Henry. Um, what are the lines at? All right, Jaguars favored by 6.5. Money line 200. Total is just under 40. Does Tennessee have a bad offense? 6, 16, 23. Okay, sorry, got distracted. 23, 16, 16, 27, 3. So their offense struggles. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars have a crazy offense or anything. 3, 20, 24. Oh, it's 3, 20, 31, 37. Uh, huh. So Jaguars favored. Jacksonville Jaguars. 5-1 against the spread in last 6. 5-1 straight up in last 6. Total has gone under in 4 of their last 6. Total has gone under in 14 of Jacksonville's last 20 at home. Jaguars versus Titans. All right, Tennessee Titans. Damn, Tennessee's 1-4 against the spread. Mm. Tennessee loses on the road, it seems like. Oh, Titans don't have a win this year on the road. But the Jaguars are only 2-3 at home. Jaguars are coming off a brutal loss to the 49ers, though. Hmm. Jaguars should bounce back and beat the Titans. I don't really know what to think about the over-under. Obviously, the total is going under for both these teams. 6 of the last 7, it's gone under for Tennessee. Under in 4 of Jacksonville's last 6. But under 39.5. Oof, that's just a low total, man. Um, but I mean, you got to ride with it, right? Um, so Jaguars is like the lock of the day. Jags coming off 34-3 loss at home. Jags at home. Titans haven't won a road game this year. Jaguars over Titans. Minus 296. Okay, and I guess we'll go Jaguars versus Titans under 39.5. And the odds on that are minus 125. Oops. Nope, minus 117. Does that mean people like the over better? Jags under. And 4 of last 6. All right. Jags, Titans. Cardinals, Texans, same sort of thing. Cardinals, Texans. Texans favored by a little bit. Over-unders at 48. Houston, Texans. How are you trending? Jacksonville, not Jacksonville, but the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. 2-5 against the spread in last 7. 5-2 against the spread in last 7. 5-2 straight up. 2-15 straight up. Total has gone over in 6 of last 9. But Arizona has Kyler Murray back. Um, Won at Cincinnati, beat Tampa Bay, lost at Carolina. That was a tough loss. Now the Texans are at home. Cardinals are away. Cardinals just beat Atlanta. Cardinals just beat Atlanta. Houston scores a lot sometimes and other times no. 30, 39, 13 against the Panthers. But does Arizona have a good defense? 22nd overall, 11th passing defense, 28th rushing defense. 28th third downs, 22nd red zone. Um, so they have a decent rushing defense. Now, if we're looking for top passing offenses, 2,400 top rushing offenses. Houston, where are you? Way down at the bottom for top rushing defenses. Now for the rankings, 22nd overall, 11th passing, 28th rushing. So they have a good rushing or a good passing defense, not so great at rushing defense. Good passing defense, not so great rushing defense. Now let's go here. All right, so Texans versus Cardinals. Cardinals have not won on the road, but they have Kyler back. Much uncertainty associated with the Cardinals because Kyler has only been back for 1 week. And then, I mean, Houston's just a good high scoring offense. Bengals, Buccaneers, how are they for defense? Bengals, 30 overall, 25th passing, 30th rushing. Oh my gosh. The Bengals have a terrible defense. All right, Buccaneers, 24th overall, 31st pass, 6th rushing. All right. So it seems like the Texans are doing good against bad pass offenses. Um, doing good against bad pass offenses, but then they ran into the Panthers, who have a good pass defense, and things didn't go so well. Cardinals have a decent pass defense. 20 on the Saints, 19. Yeah, so the Houston might struggle a little bit. Houston might struggle a little bit with the Cardinals defense. Also, though, how is Houston's defense? Houston Texans. Okay, 20th overall, 24th passing, 8th rushing. And I mean, passing Arizona, rushing. I mean, obviously their game's going to change once Kyler's back. They do rely on rushing, though. Texans have a pretty good rushing defense. Now, okay, Arizona relies on rushing, could get stifled with Texans rush defense. Kyler being back could change the approach. Now we could find that out by looking at how they do in each game. So here, Cardinals. All right, when they played the Falcons, what happened? Um, okay, 249 passing yards, 73 rushing yards. Oh my gosh, Heineke only threw for 55 yards. That's horrific. All right, let's go to the week before. They lost to the Browns 27-0. Passing yards. Oh my God. Cardinals just did absolutely nothing that game. Lost 31 to 24 to the Ravens. 208 yards passing. 78 rush yards. Seahawks. 219 yards passing. Oh, oops, wrong. 146 passing, 58 rushing. Yeah, so they kind of need that rush defense. Now, what happens if they just can't get any run game going? So those games are rough. So the only way Arizona scores is if they can get some rushing game going. Texans might be able to stuff their rushing game. All right, so the Bengals game gave up 48 yards to Mixon. Buccaneers game, 26 yards to Singletary. Oh, damn it. That was Houston. Buccaneers game gave up 73 yards. Panthers game gave up 46 yards rushing. Saints game, 68 yards rushing. So it's reasonable to assume that that trend will continue. I liked the under if that trend wasn't going to continue. But honestly, Houston relies on the pass. Arizona has a decent pass defense. Arizona seems to rely more on the run. Houston has a decent run defense. Um, Arizona offense uses run. Houston, good run defense. Houston offense uses pass. Arizona, good pass defense. Okay, and what's the spread again? I mean, minus 239 on Houston looks so good. Because I just don't see how they lose. The big question mark though is Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray could make them lose. He just led the winning drive against the Falcons last week. So this looks good. The 48 over under. I mean, we see Houston does well, but against bad pass defenses, they played a good pass defense, couldn't do much. Saints have a good pass defense, held Houston to 20. Falcons have a good pass defense. All right. Steelers and Jaguars, do they have good pass defense? Steelers and Jaguars both have bad pass defense. And finally, they put up 31 on the Colts and 25 on the Ravens. $18, $12. So Houston struggles against good pass defenses. Cardinals have the number 11 pass defense, which means that I expect Houston to get about 20. The Cardinals maybe should also get 20 or so. 48, that's a high over. What's Houston good for? Absolutely nothing. All right, bad, bad, good, 13, good, 20, good, 19. Bad, bad. Yeah, so you could say they're good for about 20. Good for about 20 points against good pass defense. Um, Arizona, 0 against, but yeah, see, they got 25 against the Falcons, and that's when Kyler was back. But without Kyler, 0 against the Browns, 24 against the Ravens, 10 against the Hawks, 9 against the Rams. I mean, we could easily have a shootout with Kyler back. Arizona is a big unknown. Scored 25 last week with Kyler back. All right, Texans versus Cardinals. Hmm. Do we want to say go with Houston? I mean, ugh, I'm just not comfortable with Houston with Kyler back. Then again, 3-1 at home. Hmm. I mean, Houston looks good, minus 239. Hmm. Big thing is Cardinals are 0-5 on the road. Are they going to turn it around? Are they going to finally get a road win? Kyler's the big unknown here. And then there's the total. Um, I don't like betting on this game. Too many unknowns with Kyler back. Too many unknowns. All right. Uh, back to the games. All right, da. 3 games left to do. All right, Buccaneers, 49ers. Buccaneers 4-5, Niners 6-3. Niners plus 5, or Tampa Bay is plus 515. Tampa Bay, what have you done for me lately? Beat the Titans at home. They beat the Saints on the road, but 2 rough road losses. At Bills, at Texans. Both those guys are good teams. Beat the Titans. Now they go at the Niners. That's just a tough go. Um, what are the 49ers up to? Just beat the crap out of the Jaguars. Oh, they lost. They were on a 3-game skid. Edged out by the Browns, edged out at the Vikings, then lost by 2 touchdowns to the Bengals. Niners are heavy favorites. Tampa Bay plus 13. Is there any value there? Beat the crap out of the Jaguars. Oof. San Francisco's been winning big all year. The Bucks lost by four or beat the Titans. Lost by 2 at Houston. Lost by 6 at Buffalo. Lost by 3 at Atlanta. Lost by 14 against the Lions at home. Lost by 7 or beat the Saints. Lost by 14. So their biggest loss this year is by 14. They've played the Lions. I mean, they've Lions are one of the best teams. What's the spread? 13, I see. That's how they get you. 13 plus 13 on Tampa Bay. I wonder if that's good. I mean, there might be good value there. Injuries. Huh. Is this a starter? Nick Zakelj? Professional career. Man. Just trying to figure out if he's a starter. Hmm. Right tackle. Colton McKivitz. Snap counts. And what's that other guy? Zakelj. He's not a starter. They lost a backup lineman. Alright. Oh, and Aaron Banks. So they are missing a starter. Banks is a starter. What about the Bucks? Missing safety. Cornerback, linebacker, guard. No. Alright. They have Ryan Neal out. Ryan Neal. Alright. So he's a starter. He's out. Carlton Davis. Hmm. All right. We're missing some defenders then. Bucks are missing defenders. What's this? Plus 13. San Francisco, what do you guys do at home? Lost to the Bengals. Beat the crap out of the Cowboys. Beat the Cardinals. Beat the Giants. Huh. Buccaneers, what are you guys up to? On the road, they lost by 2. Lost by 6. 1 and 1. So they won. They're 2 and 2 on the road. And of their 2 losses, both are by less than 1 score. Um, 49ers have a top defense, I know. 5 defense, 15 passing, 4 rushing. Now, rushing. Tampa Bay has the last rushing offense. They don't even care about that. And they have a not so great passing offense. Whereas the 49ers, decent passing, really good running. Now here we want to see, where do the Buccaneers rank? Ooh, number 6 rush defense. Number 31 pass defense. Absolutely terrible passing defense, but a good rushing defense. Means that the Niners... I guess that's kind of the only interesting thing I could say. 49ers versus Buccaneers. Bucks have terrible pass defense. Number 6 ranked rush defense. And finally, that seems like a low total. Seems like it might go over. The the Buccaneers scored 20, 37, 18, 13, 6. Niners defense might just control the game though and keep it under. 34, 17, 17, 17, 42, 35, 30, 30, 30. Damn, yo. They only put up 17 on the Bengals. I don't know. I mean, so what do we know? We know the Niners were a really high scoring offense. Then they had 3 games in a row where they only scored 17, and then they got back to things with scoring 34. We know that the Buccaneers don't get blown out. They haven't lost a game by more than 14. So if the total's at 41 and a half, I think it's fair to assume the total will be 41 and a half. If we look at their scores, 20, 37, 18, 13, 6, 26, 11. They're kind of inconsistent at times. When do they struggle? I didn't score much against the Falcons. Eighth overall, 10th passing, 14th rushing. They didn't do great against the Bills. 17 overall, 12 passing, 19 rushing. Held to 6 versus the Lions. 9 overall, 20 passing, 3 rushing. Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot of confidence in that over. I think it'll be a close game. The big question is, will San Francisco start scoring? And if you look at San Francisco, it looks like they will start scoring quick and often. So they have over 30 points in every game, except for these ones, I think. Yeah, so they have 30 points in every game. They had 3 games skid where they got 17 points a game. They should get back on track, easily get 30, and then if the Bucks don't get blown out like how they do, yeah, this should definitely go over. So over 41 and a half minus 111. 49ers versus Bucks over 41.5 minus 111. All right, Bucks don't get blown out. 49ers have high scoring offense. That Bucks don't get blown out, and the 49ers have a high scoring offense that gets 30 points 30 points per game, except for their losing skid where they got 17. All right. Um, all right. What else do we have? Getting towards the end of the games for today. Now, Bills Jets should be close. I think the Jets won last time these two teams played. What are the Jets up to? They just lost a couple of games. Their offense obviously can't do anything. 12, 6, 10. Last time they played, it was a fluke. I mean, are the Bills really going to let themselves lose to the Jets again on a fluke and then let the Jets go ahead of them in the division standings? Um, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I don't see Buffalo losing this game, but then it depends on what the odds are, right? Minus 365. Then we're getting into the territory where I'm not totally sure if that's a great deal. Under 39 might be good because Jets just don't score. Um, I mean, yeah, let's put that down. Uh, Bills over Jets straight up minus 365. Bills lost at Jets earlier this season on a fluke. Will not let it happen again, especially at home. All right. Yeah, Bills over Jets. Other than that, um, yeah, there's not much going on there. All right, back to the games, and I think there's one more game left, and then that's it. Yep, Vikings Broncos. Broncos looked terrible at the beginning of the season, and then started looking better. Um, Vikings Broncos. Broncos are slight favorites. Minnesota has some magic going on with Dobbs, Josh Dobbs. Um, wow, I mean Minnesota looks really good. One, two, three, four, five, 5 game winning streak. Just a sec, my dog wants out. All right. So now we're looking at Vikings Broncos. Vikings have caught a hot streak. Broncos, what are they doing? Also kind of hot. 3 straight wins. Broncos are favored by 3. Are Broncos the home team in this game? Yep. So how are Broncos doing at home? Beat the Chiefs. Beat the Packers. Lost to the Jets. Couple of L's early on. Um, but what? 1 point to the Raiders. 2 points to the Commanders. Not the worst thing in the world. And then they lost to the Jets by 10. Lost at the Chiefs. Beat the Pack. Why did they do this scheduling? Why did they schedule this like that? They play at the Chiefs and they play the Packers and they host the Chiefs. That's kind of silly. Um, all right, so um, Broncos look good. They're on a little streak. Vikings look good. They're on a streak. Uh, Broncos. These two are tough losses at home. Tough loss at home. But they've won 2 in a row at home. One of those, I think the Chiefs are good. Um, yeah, one of the only teams to beat the Chiefs all year. Um, and then they went at Buffalo and beat them. Who wins at Buffalo? Um, oh, that's right. They had the last second field goal to put it on ice. Oh yeah, that's right. But who's beat Buffalo all year? Uh, they also lost to the Jaguars and the Jets. Oh, Buffalo's 5-5. They're not as good as I thought. Um, Broncos are hot. Broncos are hot. Vikings have won 5 in a row. This is the Sunday night game. What's the total at? 41 and a half. Broncos are a high scoring team, to be honest. How's the Vikings defense? 13 overall, 16 passing, 10 rushing. Haha. 14 overall. No, 32 overall, 23 passing, worst rushing defense. Um, yeah, Minnesota has some injuries. Huh. But I just gotta think the Broncos' momentum is going to continue. Minus 150. I don't think that's really good value. But they're home. Let's look at the trends. Denver Broncos. And the other team is Minnesota Vikings. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. All right. Trends. Minnesota undefeated against the spread in last five. Under in six of last eight. Under in four of last five. Denver 2-4 against the spread in last six at home. Denver 2-4 against the spread in last six at home. Packers, Chiefs, Jets definitely didn't beat the spread in these games. Broncos 2-4 against the spread in last six at home. That doesn't mean anything to me. Beginning of the game seasons are done. Total has gone under in four of Denver's last five. What's the total at? 41.5. Um, so total's at 41.5. I mean, it's basically if it's going to go under, each team's going to keep it under 20. Minnesota 27, 31, 24, 22, 19. Denver 24, 24, 19, 8, 21, 31. So, oops. Is it really going to stay under 41.5? Broncos versus. I keep forgetting what game this is. Vikings. All right, we're almost ready to assess our risks. Broncos versus Vikings over 41.5. And the argument is Broncos seem to be good for about 20. Vikings away scored 31, 24. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how that's going under. I like the Broncos, but minus 150 is too steep of a price to pay. Okay, so these are the bets I'm interested in for today. Let's put a nice border around all of it. A little orange and blue theme. All right, argument for, argument against. These should be bigger. All right. Let's format this. Color scales. Red, high risk. Blue, low risk. All right. All right. All right, Seahawks over Rams. Why are the Rams favored? Is it because they won week 1? People think Rams are better. Uh, I mean, that's not great reasoning. I have to figure out why the Rams are favored, so that's probably like an 8 in risk. Seahawks versus Rams under 46.5. Total gone under in 5 of Seattle's last 6 and 4 of Rams' last 5. Um, I mean, that doesn't really, I mean, everyone else knows that, so everybody's going to expect it to go under, and that pushes the under down, so that's not really a great reason to bet on it either. Lions minus 7.5 against the Bears. Lions have a high scoring pass offense. Bears pass defense sucks, but they have very good run defense. This means Detroit will have to rely on the pass to move the ball, which means it should be high scoring. Which means they should win by over a touchdown. Uh, Again, 7. Lions over Bears. Uh, that's not too risky. I mean, the Lions should beat the Bears. The Bears aren't very good at all. Um, but let's look at it real quick. Who are the Bears wins? Oh, the Bears don't win on the road. That's right. Their one road win was at Washington, who sucks. Put that at 3. Packers versus Chargers under 44. Both teams tending to go under. Uh, Packers Chargers under 44. How do we feel about that? Chargers scored in their last game 38, 27, 30, 17, 17. And we're going with under what? Under 44. Someone puts up 30, that blows that out of the water. But they're going at Lambeau. At the Jets and 1, that was good, but under 44. What do the Packers do? 19, 20, 10, 17. Packers don't score very much. The Chargers could be high scoring, but I mean, I don't know. That Jets win was really good for the Chargers. And then they just put up 38 on the Lions. The Packers can only win if it's a low scoring game. But the Packers are at home. And slight dogs, but yeah, that's not great reasoning just because it keeps going under. All right, Packers +3 versus Chargers. I like that a lot. That seems pretty low risk. Panthers versus Cowboys under 42. I think I felt pretty confident in that. Under under what? Under 42. Now the Cowboys. Yeah, that's right. They're high scoring offense who goes crazy. Panthers have trouble getting much of anything going on offense, and they can get blown out, but do they get blown out at home? No. Most they've given up at home is 27. And how do the Cowboys do on the road? Right. Cowboys struggle on the road. Panthers do well at home. Um, is it 3? I mean, Panthers struggle on the road. Or Cowboys struggle on the road. Panthers do well at home. Panthers play staunch defense on the road. This is my favorite one so far. Panthers plus 10.5 versus Cowboys. For that reason, Cowboys most points on the road since week 1 is 23. Panthers offense not very good. Yep. Jaguars over Titans. Jags coming off 34-3 loss at home. Jags are at home. Titans haven't won a road game all year. Uh, I think that should have 2 because it's a little different. Jaguars versus Titans under 39.5. Jags under in 4 of last 6 and 14 of last 20 at home. Titans under in 6 of last 7. Under 39.5. Jaguars, Titans. Titans don't really score many points. 6, 16, 28, 16, 16, 27. Jaguars, lots of dubs. 3, 20, 31, 37, 25. So they should probably be good for mid 20s into the 30s. All right. Bucks don't get blown out. 49ers have high scoring offense that gets 30 points per game, except for their losing skid where they got 17. I like that. Bills lost at Jets earlier this season on a fluke. They won't let it again, especially they won't let it happen again, especially at home. But Bills are minus 365 and did lose last time, so this has moderate amount of risk associated with it. Um, and then Broncos versus Vikings over 41.5. Broncos and Vikings both tend to score in the 20s. Pretty straightforward. Broncos Vikings. Where is it? Both teams are hot. Um, Broncos defense sucks. Vikings defense 13 overall, 16 pass, 10 rush. So Vikings defense is decent, but um, yeah, I just see this being more of a shootout than a. I mean, they're both teams are hot. Both teams are on winning streaks. Both teams tend to score in the 20s. I don't understand how the total's at 41.5. 3. All right, so here are bets so far. Now let's make an argument for the Seahawks beating the Rams. All right, so uh, Seahawks 2-2 away. Rams are 1-3 at home. All right, argument for the Seahawks beating the Rams is last time Rams beat Seahawks, but Seahawks offense did nothing in the second half. Um, and then what else do we have going for us? Rams are 1-3 at home. Why is that? They lost to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco. Okay. Rams 1-3 at home, but only lost to very good teams. Okay, argument against it. People must be betting on Rams for a reason, obviously. I mean, they're on a 3-game skid. Huh. I mean, maybe it's just that they're on a 3-game skid. They'll be hungry to get one back. Maybe they will be. In terms of things to play for, Rams are playing to not lose forever, but the Seahawks are playing to get first in the division. Damn, Stafford's having a rough year. 8 touchdowns, 7 picks. Um, Seahawks have a lot of injuries. They barely beat Washington. Cleveland's good. They beat them 24-20, but then got blown out by Baltimore and then barely beat Washington. Whereas the Rams just keep getting their asses handed to them. I mean, this seems like the type of game where the Rams are like, let's stop messing around. Let's get this one. I mean, it'll be a close game. Oh man. Oh, that's next week. Yeah, Rams are 1.5 point favorites, -121. The total's under 46.5. That might be interesting. I mean, I kind of think this will be a low-scoring affair. Seahawks play the Rams. It's always a low-scoring division battle. All right. Is there any more arguments for or against betting on the Seahawks? I'll put this as final risk at 9 because I just don't like it. All right. Now for Seahawks versus Rams. Games start in under an hour, so we got to finish this up here. Seahawks versus Rams under 46.5. Division battle. Division, so it's a division battle. Those tend to be lower scoring, could get run up. Uh, Given these two teams, this game is unlikely to end in a shootout, which is the risk when you're taking the under. And then the argument against it is um argument against the under. I guess it'll just get carried away and they'll go crazy. 20 to 3, 3, 20, and 17. Rams haven't scored above 20 in last 3 games. Argument against it is that tight game could easily lead to late scoring and the total going over. I actually think the risk is pretty low here, especially considering before I gave it a 7. All right, Lions have a high-scoring pass offense. Oh yeah, what is this game we're even? Lions minus 7.5 versus the Bears. Um, I mean, Bears are terrible. Lions have an extremely high-powered offense. Bears, Lions at home. I do not think the Bears will be motivated to keep it close when the Lions start blowing them out. And now we get the question, do the Bears get blown out or do they make it a close game? Edged out Carolina, lost by a touchdown to New Orleans, lost by 17 at the Chargers, beat Vegas, lost by 6 against Minnesota, beat Washington. Oh, so the Chicago looked really bad earlier in the season, but now we see their losses are by 6 points, 17 points, and 7 points. And then they just beat the Panthers. If they just beat the Panthers, they'll be motivated. Detroit, two two consecutive wins. Now they're hosting Chicago. And the Bears, their only road win is they went and beat Washington. Other than that, they lost by 17 on the road, lost by 7 on the road, lost by 17 on the road, lost by 31 on the road, lost by 14, and lost by 18. So in road losses, Bears have only lost by 7 or less once. Okay. Argument against minus 7.5 is just beyond a TD. Lions win by 7 means this bet loses. Um, Lions against Bears. Bears are terrible. Lions high-powered offense. This is kind of key. So I'm gonna have it. Oh no. In road losses, Bears have only lost by 7 or less once. But then the counter argument to that is that um, that's their most recent road losses where they lost by 7. Um, and it was to New Orleans. New Orleans is having a decent season. 18th overall offense, 9th passing offense, 20th rushing, or sorry, not offense, defense. I'm also going to give this a 4. Um, yeah, this actually doesn't seem very risky at all. Lions over Bears. Um, okay. Uh, Same arguments as above, except without the spread. Bears pull an upset and surprise everybody. All right, an argument against it is that the Bears might pull an upset. Um, and that's possible because it looks like the Bears are improving. That's like a 2. Packers versus Chargers, under 44. Packers under in 4 of last 5. Chargers under in 5 of last 6. The only argument for is what is written in comment section. Reason not to make that bet. Under 44 is Chargers are high scoring, 38, 27, 30, about 30 in each of their last 3. And the Packers are low scoring, 20. Packers +3 versus Chargers. Packers only lose to division rivals at home. Minnesota, who's good, and Detroit, who's good. They beat New Orleans and beat the Rams. Um, honestly, um, argument against it is Packers look bad. Additionally, Chargers look good on the road. That's a 10. Super risk. All right, Panthers versus Cowboys under 42. Finally, Cowboys struggle. So low scoring affair basically. The argument against it is Cowboys can be very high scoring at times. Um, Argument against it is and we'll blow this line away. Um, I think that's a 1 because they sing about the Panthers not scoring very much in their last few games. And then the Cowboys have a really good high-powered offense, but not on the road. And so that I think is causing people to probably favor the Cowboys offense too much. And then finally, Panthers plus 10.5 versus the Cowboys. It's the same thing. I think it should be a close game. And I think that the Panthers defense should work to stifle them. Panthers, good, good defense should stifle Dallas offense at least somewhat. And um, the other thing about this game, gotta look at the Panthers. I think the Panthers don't really get blown out. Um, yeah, so they lost by 3 to Chicago, lost by 14 to Indiana, beat Houston, lost by 21 at Miami. Oh, okay. Well, they do get blown out. I forgot. Um, they get blown out at home. They lost by 14 at home. Lost by 8 at home. Lost by 3 at home. Now, Dallas is probably better than New Orleans, Minnesota, or Indiana. Um, Panthers are in free fall though. Panthers are in free fall. Hmm. Yeah. Um, Tough to bet on the Panthers. They 2 weeks ago they lost at home by 14 to the Colts, who are not as good as the Cowboys. That seems high risk now. I gotta go to the bathroom. All right. Um, Getting down there. Jaguars over Titans. Like I said, lock of the day. Jags coming off 34-3 loss at home. Jags coming off big loss at home as playoff contenders. Titans have no wins on the road. Um, oh, oh yeah. Under 39.5. Kind of a tough go. Well, whatever. I mean, yeah. Argument against Jaguars over Titans is I am biased by Titans not winning on the road. They will be determined to prove their vitality. Um, Again, that's a 1, I think, even at minus 296. All right, so far that could be interesting. Lions minus 7.5 against the Bears. So far, I'm just going Lions over Bears, Panthers, Cowboys under 42, Jaguars over Titans. Jaguars versus Titans under 39.5. Should be low scoring. Jags go up early, and Titans never get anything going on offense. And the argument against it is Jags have high scoring game trying to prove how good they are. 49ers versus Bucks over 41.5. Bucks don't tend not to get blown out. 49ers have high scoring offense that gets 30 points per game, except for their losing skid where they got 17. And if they get 30 points, Bucks get 14 or something, then it's over. Let's look at their trends real quick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then San Francisco 49ers. Total has gone over in 8 of San Francisco's last 10 at home. Total has gone under in 6 of Tampa Bay's last 7. Hmm. 20, 37, 18, 13. But the thing is, yeah, I mean, they just need 10. If San Francisco could put up 30. Last week, San Francisco won 34-3. San Francisco's hot. San Fran, high scoring offense, should look to keep it going. Bucks will play valiantly behind Baker. Total should go over. Now, the argument against it is that even 49ers will go up big early and maintain the lead while coasting. Tampa Bay can't get offense going and total comes out under. I just don't really see that happening with Tampa Bay not being able to get their offense going. Go up big early, maintain the lead while coasting. Last week they had a blowout game. Is that what they did? Jacksonville. What happened in this game? 27-3. All right, at halftime it was 13-3. By the end of the third, it was 27-3, and then they got one more score in garbage time. Their defense kind of saw them through. 49ers will go up big early and maintain the lead while coasting. They didn't really do that last week. What about their wins? What have they done in their wins? Did they go up big early? So basically at halftime it's 21-7. They did put it on them. Happened to Cowboys in 49ers Cowboys game earlier this season. So this is a 6, medium risk. Bills over Jets. Division battle should be played tight. And both teams are fighting for their lives because it's playoff time. Yeah, I'll give that a 5. Broncos versus Vikings over 21.5. I mean, that looks like a slam dunk. Yeah, I mean, both teams trending better. and scoring high. Look at that real quick. We're almost done with today's games. Broncos, Vikings, both on winning streaks. Both are playing for their playoff lives. And then how would this end up as a low scoring game? I mean, Denver struggles like they have throughout the season. They have at times. Does Denver struggle at home? They're good for 20 at home. Denver's good for at least 20 at home. Um, both teams wanting to win manifests in defensive battle. But man, that seems pretty good. So now we have final risks for each of these. 2, 3, 4. So we're taking 4 bets. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I kind of want to take that one. One rate is 3. But Lions over the Bears. Panthers versus Cowboys under 42. Jaguars over Titans. And Broncos versus Vikings over 41.5. Hmm. The question is to include this because it's rated as a 3. 7.5 is just beyond a touchdown. Lions win by 7 means this bet loses. How are the Lions looking? They just look so good. 3-1 at home. Beat the Raiders by 12. Beat the Panthers by 18. Beat the Falcons by 14. Beat the Chiefs by 1. The Bears aren't the Chiefs, so let's include it. Okay. All right, that's all right. And those are my picks for today. So let's look at the picks. First off, we have Lions minus 7.5 against the Bears. Bears are having a rough season. Lions have a high-powered offense. Lions are at home. Every game that the Lions have won at home, they win by at least 10 points. And in road losses, the Bears have only lost by 7 or less once. And then again, Lions over Bears, straight up game. Lions really need it. Bears don't have much to play for. Um, Lions are at home. Panthers versus Cowboys under 42. Since week one, the most points Cowboys have on a road is 23. Panthers have scored low in their last three games. Panthers have a good defense, and that could be used to stifle Dallas. Cowboys struggle against good defenses. If you look at all the Cowboys games, all the really high scoring games that they're famous for are all against middling to low tier defenses. Jaguars over Titans looks like a lock. Jaguars at home coming off a 34 to 1 loss, playing at San Francisco. Now they're coming back home looking to get a win. Titans haven't won a single game this year on the road. And finally, Broncos versus Vikings over 41 and a half. Uh, but Broncos are on a three-game win streak. Vikings are on a five-game win streak. Both teams are scoring high. And at 41 and a half, that means you're expecting like a 21 to 20 game is the highest scoring game that doesn't hit. And with the way these teams are scoring often in the 20s or 30s, um, I see no way that that doesn't happen. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope tomorrow I'll be able to recap uh, a successful day. So, thank you very much.